Hello there, Charlotte here. I just wanted to introduce you to my exhibition Utopia Found, which is at my studio here in New Plymouth, in case you can't make it. And just to show you some of the works, some of my favourite pieces, and give you a little taste of the studio. And the painting that's right behind me here, the Wellspring in the Walled Garden, which is very autobiographical. Although in fact a lot of my paintings are autobiographical. They just tell different stories, each tells a different story. As you can see, I'm matching that painting very well. I do try and match my outfits to my paintings. And then behind me here, we have one of my floral experiments over in the corner, Soaring Up, which is such a lively painting, energetic. These flowers, as I was painting them, felt like they were about to take off. And I feel a bit like that with my new chapter and these paintings. It's a completely different departure for me. And I felt like that painting Soaring Up was telling that story of where I am right now, about to soar up, fly away with my leaves. And here, this picture has caught a lot of attention, the mystery of the forest, but also the light and the choosing your pathway. Red dot there. And this one here, Leading Light, very unusual palette of colours for me. I tend to be much brighter in my palette of colours, but the subdued, warm, rich tones here have attracted a lot of attention. And there's been a lot of discussion as to whether this is underwater or overground. And I love that about abstract paintings, that they can tell different stories to different people. And each story says a lot about the perception of the viewer and tells you even more that I'm not quite sure either. I think it's overground, but my opinion changes different times, and that's really interesting as well for the artist to not really know what a painting is saying. Although I know what this one's saying. The Great Protector. This is a tree that I walk past quite a lot in New Plymouth on one of my walks, and it's just got such majesty and presence and feels like there's so much history. Well, of course there's so much history. It's a really ancient being, and it's an ecosystem. I look at its massive boughs and see all of the moss and the little creatures, and it's supporting so much life. And it really speaks to me. And I felt like I was painting a portrait of the tree. And when I went to take a photograph of it to get the position of the limbs, the sun shone really brightly between the leaves, and it felt like it was saying, yeah, do a portrait, please. So I did. I feel there are more portraits of that tree to come. I've done a lot of these floral paintings experimenting with fluid acrylics, and I absolutely love the effects of blowing the fluid acrylic together to create these universe, these little cosmos, little sort of soft petals, but they have so much rich detail within them. And they feel like I'm blowing life, breathing life into the painting, because I use a straw to blow the paint together, and it's a very interesting process. And over here, a great example of the subject matter being about foreground and distance, that there's so much detail in the foreground here, and yet you can also look out to sea. So that's telling the story about my calm contentedness now, being able to really appreciate what's in front of me as well as looking ahead. More floral works. Another one of my favourites here. It's a real journey painting. Thinking about going towards the light, but which way would you go? Do you walk straight through that beautiful field of flowers and trample on them, or do you go round? Interesting questions. A lot of texture in my paintings. I use palette knife to do most of these paintings. It's all building the paint up, creating amazing depth. And here, another forest with great strong light. Another red dot. And another favourite here. So much depth. All of those flowers, that rich abundance of forest floor, and the tree protecting and also celebrating all of these flowers around its base. And then we have a series of water paintings which were done during lockdown, and the rocks are the secure places of rest and the familiarity amidst all of that flurry and swirl of uncertainty that some people are still experiencing. And I did a whole series of those. more red dots, which is very, very exciting, very thrilling. And through here, we have the ladies. So we have a lot of my portraits, which people still love to come and see. So if you can come to the studio here in New Plymouth, then you'll get to see all of these paintings and talk to me about them. But if you can't, hopefully that's given you a little taster. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to look at any of the paintings in more detail without me whirling around, then they are all on my website. And you can ask me any questions you like about the paintings that you're particularly interested in. Thanks so much. Bye.